Good morning, everyone. Alessandro Piovesan here from the silo at the magnificent Hunt Hill Farm. Yes, it's magnificent indeed, and there's so many awesome things happening here. Now, you imagine for the last few days of rain, I got a few messages saying, "Oh my God, there must be a lot of awesome, unexpected things happening to you." And yes, there is, and I will share with you some of them. You know, because Friday I couldn't be here. I had internet issues. That sucked. Right? Today we live all connected to this stuff, and then no internet. They can act, they can function. But anyway, um, we had a movie that was shot here over this last week, and yesterday was the last day. It was Carmen and Mooney as a short film. Awesome story around Christmas and all that. Interestingly enough, I was talking to the cast and people yesterday. Da-da-da. Then Pamela Blaine. Pam is awesome. Pamela, Josh, and Nikki were there, and Pam said, "Hey, come in, come in. You see that woman over there? She knew Sketch." So I went to talk to her, and she said, "Oh, I once played here in the great room with Sketch. I play violin." And I said, "Did you go to Juilliard?" "Oh yeah, I went to Juilliard." And said, "How old were you when you played here with Sketch?" Said, "I don't know, maybe I was 12 or 14. Last year, when we had an opportunity to get some of the videos from the archives, we start watching them. We found two videos, and one is when he talks about the Steinway, the 199, being the world's most famous sought after Steinway ever built. And there was a girl here from Juilliard that played the violin. So Sketch introduced her. She grabbed the violin and stopped playing, and the Sketch stopped playing, the old 199. The woman we met yesterday is this girl that was playing the violin here with Sketch. So she just opened a recording studio in Washington, and we exchanged information. So we'll be interviewing her for our Tonight at the Silo TV show kind of setup we're putting together. And I want to hear everything because she was telling the story that she didn't have the sheet music and Sketch didn't have, and Sketch looked at her and say, "Don't worry, it's just a tune. You don't need that. You're good. You can do it." And then, fantabulous, right? And last week on Thursday, I've been trying to reach a person for a long time, which was, a very close friend of Ruth and Sketch here, mostly Ruth, I'd say almost 50 years. I called once last year, left a little message, never got a reply. But then I left another message last week, and this time I got a reply. This is one person that I believe came in the right moment, at the right time, with the tremendous significance for what we're trying to do. I will explain later who the person is, what the person is trying to do to help us out, and the stories. One of the stories this person told me is that when Ruth was in Germany, fleeing, preparing to flee the war, the last time she saw her daddy was when he mounted on a horse to go fight the war and looked back and waved it to her and left on his horse. So this was the last image Ruth had from her father. So this is how close this person was to Ruth. And those are the stories that I love to hear and share with you. And talking about that, how are you feeling this morning? How are you feeling today in this beautiful morning, Monday? More snow, more rain coming. Are you all right? Are you inspired, excited, decided to make today the best day of your living for your life? Well, if you're here watching this video and taking your time to hear me speak, at least you're trying, and I thank you for that very much. As in, I believe that you only fail if you stop trying. If you keep going, adding new tools, new relationships, switching little things here and there, you can get it. Because it's all up to you, all about you, all that you have in your head, right? And this is the headline for the message today, about becoming the change that you want to see in the world. Be that change. Whatever you think is wrong in the world around you, be the change. Envision in your head an augmented reality in the world that works exactly like you want it. I'm sure there will be love, peace, happiness, a lot of awesome stuff that matches anyone and everyone's desires. So be that change. Don't wait for others to do it for you, because it ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna read my thought of today. As you know, is something that I created. I started writing almost 20 years ago when I had a project that was working well. My second digital project that really worked well. And I want to make sure that I kept my mind sane and still answering questions and trying to figure out what was happening in life. Because there's those things, right? You go into that phase of darkness and all, when everything is going wrong and you expect them to go wrong, even though when you want them to go right, because you don't know why, but you just feel that it's not going to work. Then once you're able to get out of the victim mode and the survivor mode and start doing your brains moving towards the thriving side of life, you also have those questions. Now, why is this happening to me? The same questions you had when things bad was happening, you have when good stuff is happening, because at this point you're skeptic, you're pragmatic, you're all over the place. So in order to keep myself sane, like the Matrix, when you don't know anymore if it's reality, if it's fake, so you need to have some kind of indication that this is real. Yeah, I watch a lot of TV, I used to. But anyway, I wrote these thoughts. I wake up in the morning and I would just write them down, whatever I felt, and try to interpret later and see if there was a hidden message for myself in there. And this is my thought for today. It's important to know how to distinguish between the desire to want and the will to take. Wanting is anyone's right, but take only what belongs to you. Life is wonderful, and due to our inability to see things the way they truly are, we are the ones that make it hard. The problems in our living are not intended to defeat you, but to make you conquer them. Hmm. Well, wanting, right? That desire. How many things do you want? We look and say, I want this, I want this. It's totally normal. We have the right to want whatever we want. The problem is when people start trying to take what belongs to you because they want it, or try to take it from you because they want it in one way or another. That becomes a problem, because if you can't really see things the way they are, or at least try to see if they are different than what you believe them to be, if you are not capable of really accepting the fact that certain things are not for you or are supposed to be yours or whatever that is, but despite that, you keep trying to take it, you cause harm. There are a lot of people around us that they believe they can take what belongs to us, in the metaphoric sense, in the physical sense. In many ways, there are a lot of people that surround us not because they really want to be around us for who we are. They want to be around us for what we can potentially provide them. You know, there are a lot of people that just want to pretend to be with you. But when the time comes, the masks fall. Another reason for us to be always aware of everything that's going on, of all your options and all the things that are happening, or you can be persuaded to end up doing something that you don't want to do, or giving up something that belongs to you, something that is yours, because somebody may convince you that it isn't. They should be theirs. And it doesn't necessarily happen with, aggressive behavior or fights or stealing this and that. Some people can just work in your head to make you give up that desire, that thing, that whatever it is that, the other side is looking into. Keeping your mind sharp, keeping your awareness always aware will help you become more sensitive about things, especially people. People, people are strange when you a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Right? Think of that. People are really freaking strange when you're a stranger in a situation. I added another link in the bottom. It's for the Huberman Lab. Blaise Dornell shared this with me last week, and I was looking and watching the video. Oh my God, it's so awesome. It's another portion of neuroplasticity, different than the Buddha's brain. The approach is totally different. And this one is the science of setting and achieving goals. The reason Donnell sent to me was because I do a lot of my noises and my breathings. And he sent to me and said, Alessandro, look at this at minute XYZ, because it talks about this energy and the stuff, why, people do this and do that. I find it fascinating that you guys are out there watching my videos and stuff, and we're sharing. I'm here, sharing my everyday, taking time for myself, and receiving this awesome amount of information and data and things that helps me add new notches and new little tools to tune my brain, because we're always there. There's no such a magic thing that you go in and tune it and it's tuned forever. You gotta always be, tightening up the screws here and there, doing a little tune up. Just think as a car, the engine of a car. It's the same thing. You got to keep going and tuning. Oh, the gas is a little rich. Add a little booster. Same thing. Because this here is our engine. This gray mass inside of my big head and your head is what makes everything happen, is the mystery. But once you can at least understand how your brain works with your mind and vice versa, you could change everything. The way you see things, the way you feel things, they will interpret everything that happens in your life. It's all about your brain. And if you are interested in these new tools, extra tools that you can put in your tool belt that could help you shape up your brain, especially if you are going through hardship, a lot of it, to the point that it's becoming unbearable and you are feeling lost, away from yourself, from who you really are. Or even if it's the excessive light shining because of the tremendous success you may be experiencing in your life, but also maybe feeling a little hollow inside. Come back home. Find that peaceful place and come back home. Come here inside of yourself. Connect to yourself. Connect to your light, where you know who you are, everything that you are capable of doing, everything that you have done, all the happy moments and the achievements you thought would never be present in your life. They've been there. They are there. And you know it. But maybe so much fog that prevents you from even remembering it. So when you're here, when you connect with yourself, open the buckets. I separate mine in 3 buckets: happiness, impossible moments and achievements, and the stinky stuff. The happiness bucket is just the bucket that shows that you have been happy. Not necessarily for a tremendous long amount of time, The importance for me on a happy bucket is remember that I'm capable of being happy, that I have tasted happiness, I have felt it, so I know what I'm looking for. The impossible box, every moment I thought I couldn't do it, not gonna happen. Life is too hard, too difficult, I don't deserve it, I don't care, not gonna happen, not gonna happen, not gonna happen. And here I am, turning 50 and telling my stories every morning on video. And there you are, listening to me. Isn't that amazing? We're both here. So you made it. You came through. Maybe you don't know how, but you can find out. I found out. Took a while, but I did. Then you can be happy. You have tremendous strength and will and willingness to go after the life of your dreams. But you also have the stinky stuff box. This is the one that holds you back. Because this is all the bad stuff that you have done. All your contributions for why your life is like it is today. It's got to be a contribution from you. Discount all the free crap the life throws at you when you were born. Hey, your bag of crap. Maybe from other lives, who knows. But every time you add something new to this bag of crap is a price you have to pay. It's important that one day you open the stinky box and realize everything that you have done so you can calculate how much more you need to do to clear that box until the point that you open up and doesn't smell bad anymore. Once you're aware of all of it, come back home, come here to live the life of your dreams because you deserve it. You have everything you need. Maybe you're just missing a few little tools, that extra push that will take you there. And if you are willing to experiment with new tools, please visit workshop at thesilo.org and register for the Survivor to Thriver experiential workshop. It's fantabulous. There'll be some awesome people telling stories, dark stories of thriving victims that refuse to be a victim. And with the right tools, the right help, and the right mindset, we all made it to thrivers. And after that, professionals from this field of neuroplasticity of your brains, the science of controlling your brain, changing your mind. They will explain how things are done. How did I do? How did Ham did it? How anybody that goes through extreme hardship in their lives without many resources can make it. And that's called neuroplasticity of the brain. That your brain have the ability to create new neural pathways to help you go where you want to go. And it's free. So you can register for February, and March is already open. And very soon we're going to make it April available as well. All right. In the meantime, if you want to find a little place where you can just chill and reconnect with Mother Nature or connect deeply, also learn some amazing history and see the world most famous Steinway piano. All the Skitch Henderson Museum new items that are coming this week. I'm going to tell you who is bringing them to me. This is another fantabulous happening I will share with you. Surprise, surprise. Come to Hunt Hill Farm. Visit the silo. It's an amazing place. And if you can bring 1 pound of non-perishable food, that will be supporting New Milford Social Services fight to eradicate hunger in our town. Also, by supporting the achievement of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals, focus on number 1 and 2, eradication of extreme poverty and hunger. It means a lot to me. And if you have some spare time to also add some diapers, adult and children's diapers, because we're doing an extra campaign with the Rotary Club, try to help our neighbors. They are in extreme need. This will be fantabulous. Super, ultra fantabulous. If you can, hit the subscribe button or send your friends to positivevibrationsalways.org and ask them to subscribe. Hit the little bell for notifications and all. It will help me a lot. This community of like-minded individuals interested in sharing the good stuff is really starting to pick up. And I have awesome more news to share. And I'll talk more about the Tonight at the Silo TV show that we're putting together very soon. So I'm going to walk my dogs, enjoy a little bit of the snowfall. And I wish you a fantabulous day filled with love, happiness, the ability to become the change in this world that you dream, with tons and tons and tons of positive vibrations always. Thank you.